So the video says, oh man, it's just glary, super glary. Let me see if I can fix that a little bit. I keep all my knives in old Oakley bags because I'm just a gear slut in every way. Hold on, I'm gonna fog it up real quick. See if I can get rid of some of this bullshit. Boy, that might be just a hair better. All right, I'm also gonna aim it down just a little bit. Sorry guys, bear with me. It's different looking than my preview was, of course. So I just have a few minutes here to do a little video, and I was just gonna talk about, I guess, my knife status, well, just what the title says, my knife status coming into 2020. This is, I'm pretty sure it's every knife that I have. There might be something else in my gear bag somewhere. I can't really think of anything else. I went and looked in the truck to get a couple of these, like this Griptilian down here. But yeah, I just kind of was gonna talk about, or just kind of, I guess, show my interests and my current selection, rotation, what have you. I guess I would consider this like a pretty, all things considered, normal, like knife nuts collection. Nothing too super crazy here. Nothing, obviously, and also, respectable as like a decent selection. Obviously, I lean more towards folding knives than I do fixed blade knives. There's no huge particular order here other than, I wanted to have the Delica next to the Endura, and then I kind of bunched together manufacturers. I guess the only thing that like is real specific as far as like what's placed where also is these knives on the bottom are knives that I don't really even consider part of my rotation or collection. They're just, this Boker here is a super cool knife. It was a birthday present, and the Griptilian it is what it is. I don't really love it, so I just kind of, I think I probably said before, like this, I actually have this knife as more or less, pretty much just like a giveaway knife. I've given away lots of knives, and there'll be a time and place where something happens, something occurs to me that I go, hold on, buddy, I got something for you, and give that knife away. Same thing with this Knives of Alaska. It's like, I think it's called the Featherlight Hunter. Super cool knife. I believe I did a little overview over this knife, but just not something that I'm ever really going to use. It's D2, I believe. D2 tool steel, made in USA. So I imagine this actually is a fantastic little knife. This would be something like a sod buster would be a real good comparison with this. It is probably 3.25 inch blade. Let's take out the measuring stick, see what this is. Ah, 3 1/8, maybe, something like that. Kind of a strange length, but yeah, the Knives of Alaska also I kind of consider like a knife that I just kind of have on hand to really to give away, because it's cool. I really respect the way that this is built. I like it a lot, but it's just like if I'm gonna take a beater knife, for me, it's just 9 times out of 10 gonna be something like just an extreme, like I don't care if I lose this knife, I don't care. That's what purpose the Griptilian serves me. And really the only reason I even bought this Griptilian was because I go into my local knife store pretty often and I rarely buy stuff because it's like they sell everything at MSRP. I mean, occasionally they know I'm a dickwad. They've been like, is that a Sabinza in your pocket? I'm like, yeah. So they will sometimes be like, hey, I'll give you 15% off, if you want that knife. But it's still overpriced at that point. Long story short, occasionally we'll buy stuff from them. I'll pick up an Open L and just give it away. Or I bought this roadie there just because I was in there. And you can get these for $60 online. I paid $100 for it there. Yeah, I guess I'll just kind of go over the knives other than that. Lastly, down here, I guess, a Gerber Easy Out. So this is a pretty cool knife. This is like from the early 90s, this knife, and that's how old this knife is too. This was given to me by a many exes ago, ex-girlfriend, as just kind of like she was like, oh, you know, throw it in your PFD for an extra knife or whatever. What was this, 440C? Let's see. I think it's 440. It says 450 on it, but I think that might be the model number. But the Gerber Easy Out, this knife, like I said, she had this knife since like something really crazy, like 1994 or something like that. And I've had this knife since probably 2001, 2002. I sharpened it once, threw it in my PFD, and as soon as I got something else, it went in the drawer. So, but that's a cool knife. This is actually a really cool piece of like modern knife history. Something akin to if you had like a, you know, Gen 1 Delica. So this knife goes nowhere. It would be like, it stays just to kind of have. We'll go up top. These are knives that I've kind of talked about. I don't think I've ever done an M1 video. I should do an M1 video. That's a cool knife. Just did a long video with a lot of handling of this knife, so I'm going to bypass that. Same goes here. Carothers. These are both, you know, like bulletproof. You know what they are. 3V, all that. The Lion Steel. This is a really cool little knife. This was a birthday present, so even if I didn't really like it, it goes nowhere, from my wife. We were actually in a shop in Amsterdam, a really cool knife store there, where she paid attention when I was admiring some Lion Steel fixed blades and got it for me for my birthday. It's a really great knife. People talk shit on the M390, but I've put this through some paces. I actually did cut a bunch of artificial turf with this, which is really thick, you know, crazy stuff, and it performed great, you know. Again, anyone who has watched any of my videos, you know, I'm not a knife snob. I just want it to work, and I want it to be sharpenable and repeat that, you know. So like that's all I really want. Let's go left to right. Left to right, I think, is a little bit more interesting. The Roadie, I don't know if I've done a video or not on the Roadie, but this is a really cool knife. This is what I gave my groomsmen at my wedding, and then I also included a Maverick Workshop bead, which I tied with a little, crap, I can't remember what you call this knot. It's a cool knot, whatever it is. But the Roadie is great. I have no complaints on the Roadie. I like everything about it. This knife accompanied me on my honeymoon in Europe, and it did everything I needed it to do. I even did like some food prep, you know, cutting cheese and sausage mainly, and then just regular EDC stuff for the 10 days that I was in Ghent, Belgium, and Amsterdam in the Netherlands. What's up, man? Happy Sunday. It's a one-day weekend for me, so I'm gonna enjoy it. Going to brunch with my wife, and I need to leave in about 8 minutes. So let's go faster. This is a cool knife. This is the mini, what the fuck do they call this? Lil Native, with the compression lock. This is a really neat little knife. It doesn't have like a real great specific place in my rotation. I bought this for my father-in-law, and then when it arrived, I just was like, I can't give him this fucking pissant little knife, you know? So I actually instead gave him my carbon fiber fluted S90V grip or Native, and he loves it. Every time he's like, and he can sharpen it. He loves it. He carries it every day. He's never been a knife guy before, and he just loves that knife. So I kept this for myself, and I actually it was going to be a gift to him for basically paying for my wedding and just being such a great father-in-law. So instead I carried this on my wedding day, and it's really classy in my opinion, with the little wire clip. So cool knife, S30V, love it. Just love Spyderco in general, obviously. The vast majority of my knives are Spydercos. UK PK, this actually I bought again at my local knife store, just to try to support them a little bit. And I gave this to my wife because she, oh, dude, and somebody else just sold a 5.1 on Facebook for $270 with an aftermarket sheath. And fuck, it might even still be there. It's on the Facebook Survive group. Uh, the shit never comes up for sale, and when it does, it gets snagged real fast. I think people are bitter enough right now that they're just not buying them. But man, if I didn't have this, I'd buy that 5.1 for sure. This is a cool knife. I really like the construction of the UK PKs. I had a G10 one back in the day, and I really I like the feel of this knife. It has that old school, that Cali 3 feel, and yeah, this is a cool knife. Non-locking. My wife loves it. She honestly, it's like one of her favorite knives out of all my knives, and it's hers, so that's good. The king here for me, people ask me like, what is the most striking knife in my opinion? Like, what strikes you the most? And man, honestly, I would have to say it actually is the lightweight Native 5. It's just, it's not cheap, but it's not expensive, and it's the what is this shit? FRCP, fiber copolymer or something like that. It's just really, really, really great stuff. I mean, I can't say enough good about it. The Native 5 lightweight it's my most, like, if somebody's like, what knife really blows you away? Honestly, it's this. I know that seems crazy, but it is. I don't want to skip over any of this stuff. So essentially, I'm going to do a part 2, you guys, and it's going to be in a few hours, but look for part 2 of this video. I apologize for that, guys, but I must go.